Thank you, Forrest. Welcome, everyone. Happy New Year. I heard so many people talking. Everybody's telling each other about their holidays and getting together, so it's just really good to see everybody back. I know we've had people out of town, and so it's just always great to see everybody and see everybody so excited to see each other, because I think that's really what we're about here at the UU Church of Bowling Green, is we're excited about each other. Whether you are here in person or online, we are happy that you are joining us today. My name is Gail, and I will be your service associate today. Please take a moment to set your cell phones to silent so that we can be fully present with each other today. This service is being live streamed, and so if this large room isn't comfortable for you for any reason, you can go to the Baloo Lounge, which is right off the entrance over this way, and there is a way to set up, and there's instructions to help stream the service in that smaller room if that's more comfortable for you. We are a welcoming congregation, so whoever you are, however you identify, wherever you come from, and whoever you love, you are welcome here. Our Sunday services are different each week so that we can honor and learn from our wide array of traditions and beliefs. Today, our speaker is the Reverend Peter Connolly, who will be speaking about the topic Credo, I believe. And so we'll talk more about Peter in a moment. But first, for Unitarian Universalists, the flaming chalice is a symbol of the light of learning and the love of our community. As our congregation's chalice is lit, we invite you to light your own chalice at home. This morning, our chalice will be lit by Tim, and Mark will be giving our chalice reading and our opening reading.
From Ralph Waldo Emerson, what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. Please join in singing hymn number 362, Rise Up, O Flame. Our opening reading is number 458 in the Gray Hymnal and is by Walter Royal Jones, Jr. Mindful of truth, ever exceeding our knowledge, and community ever exceeding our practice, reverently we covenant together, beginning with ourselves as we are, to share the strength of integrity and the heritage of the Spirit in the unending quest for wisdom and love.
Thank you so much, Mark. And now please rise in body or spirit as we sing together the Star of Truth, which is hymn number 297 in the Gray Hymnal, and the words will also be on the screen. Please join me.
I encourage you to open up a hymnal to 297 because this is an unfamiliar hymn. I'm going to play it through one time, and then, good luck, 4 verses.
Behind the veil of urban night.
job, everybody. I think we got it by the last verse. Each week, we take a moment to read together some part of our Unitarian Universalist heritage. We invite you, as you are comfortable, to share in this affirmation by reading aloud our mission statement. Our mission is to be a caring community that encourages spiritual growth and actively works to improve our society and the environment. Thank you all. And now, as the children go on to their own religious exploration, please remain seated as we sing them on their way with Go Lift It Up, hymn number 1057 in the Teal Hymnal. We will now have a few moments for meditation, reflection, and prayer. The singing bowl will lead us into silence. After the silence, you're invited to join in singing the song Spirit of Life, which is hymn number 123 in the gray hymnal, and the words will be on the screen. Our responsive reading today is by Sophia Lyon-Foss. It's number 657 in the gray hymnal, and the words will be on the screen. I will read the regular font, and you all will read the bold italicized font. Some beliefs are like walled gardens. They encourage exclusiveness and the feeling of being especially privileged. Some beliefs are like shadows, clouding children's days with fears of unknown calamities. Some beliefs are divisive, separating the saved from the unsaved, friends from enemies. Some beliefs are like blinders, shutting off the power to choose one's own direction. Some beliefs weaken a person's selfhood. They blight the growth of resourcefulness. Some beliefs are rigid, like the body of death, impotent in a changing world. Thank you all. As mentioned earlier, Unitarian Universalists have a wide array of beliefs, and the speakers at our Sunday services come from many traditions. With us today to share their own thoughts is the Reverend Peter Connolly. Peter graduated with honors from the Andover Newton Theological School with a Master of Divinity degree in 2005. He worked as a community minister with the homeless and formerly homeless population in the Dorchester neighborhood of Boston, before becoming the first settled minister here at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Bowling Green from 2009 until 2017. For 10 years, Reverend Connolly led our church's ministry to inmates at the Warren County Regional Jail. He served as interim minister for the First UU Society of Middleborough in Massachusetts from 2022 until 2024. We welcome Reverend Connolly back as our minister emeritus.
Well, thank you, Gail. Thank you, everyone. Good morning. I don't know if you had the chance to be here last week when a number of our members spoke about their experience in the Building Your Own Theology class, but it really was a wonderful service, and we got to hear the work that was done in sort of self-exploration and coming up with in some cases people came up with what we're talking about today, a Credo statement, something that they believed in. And if you didn't get a chance to see it, I hope that you can go on YouTube and see it, because it's very much worth experiencing. So what do we claim as our core beliefs? Those things which allow us and encourage us to engage in the world in a way that is healthy, effective, and satisfying to the soul. That's a question I'd like to present to you today. A credo is a statement of belief. It can be as short as a sentence, or as long as a book, or a lifetime, depending on how much you want to get into the details. I'm going to share with you today a few things that I believe, in the hope that you might begin to create your own credo statement as we enter the new year, a time of reflection, looking back, and a time of planning, looking forward. When you create a credo statement, you create something you can call on as your guide as you make your way through the journey of your life. And afterwards, when we meet in the fellowship hall, if people want to sit and talk a little bit about some guidelines for making your own credo statement, I'll certainly be glad to meet with folks. I believe that there is much suffering in life, but I don't think that life is characterized only by suffering. I believe in hope. It's something that gets us through the hard times in life, and something that can grow and something that can be lost. The times I'm most aware of hope are the times when I feel it slipping away. If it slips away, it must have been there, right? I believe that the greater one's understanding is, the greater one's tolerance and flexibility can be. I believe that all people have strengths, sometimes beyond their own understanding. I believe that all people have weaknesses, though it's hard, often, to admit some of our weaknesses. I believe that life is a gift, a wonderful, mysterious, puzzling, challenging, enigmatic gift. I believe that we are not responsible for being born, but we are responsible for the welfare of our bodies and minds once we become capable of agency in the world. I believe that we human beings are connected with one another, and we are all interconnected, and we have the choice, most of us, as to how much and in what way we want to honor that interconnectedness. I believe that, in fact, we are interconnected with all living beings in some way, though it may be through links in a chain beyond our knowledge or understanding. I believe, in fact, that there's an interconnectedness with all things, whether living or non-living, and that connection is made through energy, an energy that courses through our veins, our cells, our muscles, our tendons, and bones. An electromagnetic force, that's the best term we have for it now. As far as karma goes, I believe that what I am today is in large part a result of what I was yesterday and in years past, and that what I am tomorrow will be in large part a result of what I am today. And I believe that we are equipped, most of us anyway, to make choices that will alter our present and our future if we're patient enough and careful enough in the self-observation that occurs through living a mindful life. I believe that we all have the capacity to act selfishly, and we all have the capacity to act in a way that honors the welfare of others as important and valuable. I believe that we all have to be loved in order to be healthy, well-balanced, well-adjusted, and caring. I believe that if people don't experience love in childhood in a way that feels genuine and authentic, they will have a hard time knowing what love means and knowing how to be a loving person later in life. I believe that what the Dalai Lama says is true. People are created to be loved. Things are created to be used. The reason the world is in chaos is because things are being loved and people are being used. I believe in God, and I believe in the devil, but not in the usual way those words are understood. If you're old enough to remember the comedian Flip Wilson, you will no doubt remember the catchphrase, "The devil made me do it." The idea was that there is a real and embodied devil who has strong powers over each of us and can make us slaves to his will if we are not careful. Because we can most easily understand things that have bodies and appear to have substance, we tend to shape our views of the world through realities that have 3 dimensions, at least. What we call the devil is simply the temptation that lives within us to act selfishly, to seek one's own gain at the expense of others, or to seek one's own gain at the expense of what we know to be right, or to be cruel, to take delight in causing harm. Perverse as that sounds, I believe that there is a destructive urge that lives in most of us, if not all of us. We live, I think, constantly between the poles of selfishness and altruism, and an honorable person attempts to steer a path of integrity where both the needs of the self and the needs of others can be fulfilled. I believe that God lives in the energy that animates the universe, that God is in everything living and non-living, at the level of the subatomic particle and at the level of the uniform universe or multiverse. I believe that conversations about God can lead to greater understanding between people if people are willing to talk and listen and be open to new ways of looking at things that seem the most important to us. I also believe that these conversations can lead to more strife and conflict when views are so deeply held that there is no room for growth. I believe that freedom without discipline is meaningless at best and frightening at worst. And I believe that the most meaningful form of discipline is self-discipline. I believe that love lives at the crossroads between freedom and discipline. I believe that love is both a feeling and a reality, and that the feeling itself is an aspect of reality. I believe that love cannot exist without respect and trust, and almost certainly affection. Because we are only human with all the competing needs and desires and imperfections that includes, we cannot know perfect love. I believe that all persons should be treated with dignity and respect, and that it's up to each of us to draw the boundaries we feel are appropriate in terms of our interactions with others. I believe in evolution based on a kind of natural selection that complex life forms have evolved from simpler life forms. I find that contemplating these matters leads to a response of awe and wonderment on the spiritual level. I believe in transcendence, that certain experiences bring one out of one's normal sense of being in the world, so that a sense of wonder is attained and a sense of beauty is experienced that makes real the connection we have with others and the divine animating energy. I believe that grief is an aspect of love and that the pain of loss reflects the reality of our connection with one another. I believe that humor has healing powers and that a shared sense of humor is one of life's great delights. I believe that a feeling of outrage and injustice is perfectly justified, but that one must be careful as to how it's expressed so as to not create greater division between people. So I believe in the need for discernment, for deliberately working one's way through conflicting ideas and emotions in a way that creates responsible action and grounds for responsible communication. I believe that good communication is one of the few absolute conditions for creating community, and that good communication is exceedingly hard. I have come to see good communication as mastering skills of revealing and concealing. If one is unwilling to reveal oneself, one's feelings as well as thoughts, one is unable to make the connection necessary for good experience. If one holds nothing back, on the other hand, the other party to the communication feels swamped and overwhelmed. Each relationship we form emerges in a kind of dance, one step forward, one step back, one step forward, 2 steps back, 2 steps forward, left and right, back and forth. For some people, this all comes very naturally. For others, it involves a good bit of work. I believe that we all make mistakes, and that some can be rectified and some cannot. Relationships of any kind cannot succeed without trust, and various people have various capacities for trust. If love is present, trust can grow. If respect is present, trust can grow. It's very easy for us to be disrespectful without even knowing it, as we aim for that middle path of satisfying our own desires and allowing others to satisfy their desires. I believe that we all have feelings, that we all have emotions, and that we are capable of thought. To trust that we will always be rational is to believe in an ideal that is incongruous with reality. I believe that it's important to trust one's feelings as a guide to behavior, but the rational part of our natures is responsible for our actions. Because we are a composite of the rational and the irrational, we make mistakes. A person of integrity and emotional maturity will take responsibility for his or her mistakes. A person of compassion will allow for mistakes as natural occurrences, as part of the fabric of life and relationships of all kinds. I believe that compassion allows for growth in oneself, in building successful relationships, in being fully human. At the same time, discernment is necessary in order to protect oneself from exploitation and psychic damage. I believe that spiritual growth means taking risks. It's all too tempting to be so concerned with safety that we don't take risks. If that's the path we choose, we may find it difficult to find meaning in our lives, as meaning is found in relationship, and no relationship is without risk. I believe that one must learn to love oneself before one can love others. Indeed. That means allowing others to make mistakes, to show weaknesses, to be imperfect. I believe that the experiences of early childhood help form us in ways we're not even aware of. And I believe, despite the bumper sticker to the contrary, that sometimes it is too late to have a happy childhood. I believe that knowledge provides a certain kind of power, and that willful ignorance can also assert significant power. The struggle between good and evil is not as simple as some would have us believe. The roots of goodness are complex. They include a response to the love that has been shown to us, and to the moral teaching that we've received, and whatever it is that we're born with that moves us to act in support of others. The roots that manifest in the destructive urge are also complex. The forces of wisdom and ignorance are the forces of light and darkness. Wisdom has love in it, love for others, as well as a love of knowledge. The force of ignorance is powerful, but confused, and it can lead to great harm. I believe that politics is a way that we sort out our beliefs and priorities and find ways to enact them. I believe that politics is neither good nor bad, but in the service to ideas, which can run from very good to very bad. I believe that ideology is necessary, but to worship ideology over genuine human connection is idolatry. I believe in climate science. I believe in biodiversity. I believe that the planet knows what's best for itself, and it would be wise for us to follow her lead rather than to make her bend to our wills. I don't believe in the myth of the noble savage, but I do believe that the Native American, or better, indigenous people of this continent, understood the primal connection of human life to the web of life and the land that sustains us better than the European conquerors. I believe that democracy is the best form of government, but that it only works if the populace is educated. I distrust most politicians from the start, assuming that their motives are to exploit others for their gain. That may be cynicism, but it's based on hard experience. I don't believe that progress is best measured by technological innovation. In fact, the better we get at manipulating technology, the better we get at justifying inhuman acts. Killing people by drones is no less murder than killing people by guns or knives. Yet technology has its place and can improve the lives of others, so long as it is not misused, so long as it does not become our master. I'm looking at you, AI. I believe that Black Lives Matter, and that movement is a justifiable response to unjustifiable murders of black citizens by those who are paid to protect them. That does not mean that I believe police in general to be racist or reactionary. I believe that democracy cannot be taken for granted, and that it's the duty of people of conscience to stand up to injustice in all of its forms. I believe that the same kinds of virtues and vices that we embody as individuals, we embody as nations and institutions. I don't believe that corporations are people. I do believe that greed is one of the great dangers to the civilized world, and that the more power supporting greed is consolidated, the more dangerous it is. I believe that women's rights are human rights, and that there is still an institutional bias against women receiving equal opportunity and equal rights in their workplace. I believe that women no less than men are qualified for positions of authority, and that the deck is stacked against them through centuries of stereotyping. I believe that I have more in common with refugees and immigrants than I do with those who make it their business to demonize them. I believe that Muslims in general are following an authentic religious tradition that makes them better and more considerate people. I do not believe that there is an Islamic conspiracy to undermine democracy in America, but I do believe that some misuse Islamic teachings for the sake of violent disruption and because of paranoid delusion. I believe that some politicians see it in their interest to fan the flames of distrust and xenophobia. I believe in the right of others to disagree with me on any of these points, and I'm sure that I can continue to grow in wisdom and compassion through informed and thoughtful dialogue. I'm also aware that my temperament is not always as steady as I like, and I can be reactive and impatient myself. I believe that attraction, romance, and love are manifested in many ways, and that people whose identity includes attraction to people of the same sex are neither unnatural nor immoral. I believe that when some people display the characteristics of one gender while claiming the identity of another gender, they are neither confused nor self-deceived, but that both gender and identity have more mysteries than we might imagine. I believe that we are neither pure nor complete, any of us. I believe that we nurture prejudices because claiming superiority over others grants us a status that makes us feel more powerful and secure. I believe that people from all religious traditions have virtues in them, and prejudices, and weaknesses, and fears. I believe that the only way we make progress as citizens of the world is to reckon with our own inadequacies and to enact the values that we say we hold. And I believe that's a damn sight harder than we would like to believe. I believe we do better as members of community than alone, and that the kind of community that functions best is one of voluntary association. I believe that the values captured in the 7 principles of Unitarian Universalists can create the kind of world where all are honored, all are respected, all are given a chance to live in harmony and civility with awareness, tolerance, acceptance, and celebration of our diversity. I'm committed to those values, and I know you are too. May we grow together in work, in compassion, and in love. As these early days of the new year offer the promise of renewal, may we claim for ourselves these things that give us meaning and purpose, and a new surge of energy in the lives we live on this planet, which is our home. May the new year be full of promise, dignity, meaningful work, rest, mutual respect, and a full measure of love. Thank you for listening to me today.
Thank you so much, Peter. So I think after these last 2 weeks, we've definitely got a lot to think about what we believe. It's a very intriguing idea. I think a lot of us here in the UU Church might not necessarily think of us as a faith. Sometimes a triggering word for people in the UU Church, faith. But we do have faith in things, don't we? It's not necessarily maybe an unseen God, perhaps, but perhaps it is in humanity, or it is in the efforts we put into making a difference in our community. Faith is believing in something we cannot prove, and sometimes that's a little different for each of us. But thank you so much, Peter. If you have questions about Unitarian Universalism or about joining this congregation, please speak with a member of our membership team. Their name tags have an open book symbol, and you can also email membership@uucbg.org. On second Sundays after the service, including after the service next week, you can join in a question and answer session with our membership team in the library. This congregation and the work that we do is supported by the voluntary generosity of all who contribute. The offering is a sacrament of the free church. You may place your donation in the plate as it comes to you or on your way out, or use the QR codes on the screen, or donate via our website or mail checks directly to our office. As we enjoy the music by Forrest, the offering will be given and received in grateful appreciation of our shared hopes and values.
The day will arrive when we will be together, and no longer will we live in fear. And the children will smile without wondering whether on that day thunder clouds will appear. Wait and see what a world there can be if we share, if we care, you and me. Wait and see what a world there can be if we share, if we care, you and me. Some have dreamed, some have died to make a bright tomorrow, and our vision remains in our hearts. Now the torch must be passed with new hope, not in sorrow, and the promise to make a new start. Wait and see what a world there can be if we share, if we care, you and me. Wait and see what a world there can be if we share, if we care, you and me.
We thank you all for these gifts. May we use them wisely in the service of our congregation and our community. Here are some ways that you can get involved, make friends, and make a difference. Hope everybody enjoyed the Happy New Year party. The deadline to submit nominations for our 2026 Third Sunday beneficiaries has been extended to January 31st. Please use the online form available through this QR code, and the link is also in the weekly email update. Our first beneficiary for the year is, as usual, the UU Service Committee's Guest at Your Table program. On January 18th, in 2 weeks from now, please remember to bring the money you've been collecting over the holiday season for the Guest at Your Table program. We have restarted our book discussion group. Everyone is welcome to gather at 7:30 via Zoom on Wednesday, January 28th to talk about Dancing with the Sacred by Carl Powers. The link to the Zoom meeting is in the January newsletter and will be in the weekly email updates as well. Please make a note of these two events coming next Sunday after this, or around the service time. The Caring Team will meet in this room at 9:30 a.m., and the Earth Circle group will be sponsoring a wild weaving workshop in the Fellowship Hall at 12:45. Everyone is welcome. And finally, during this winter season, we welcome donations of food to our freed food pantry in the Fellowship Hall. Everyone is welcome to take food either for yourself or anyone you know, or to give to a shelter or pantry in your neighborhood. And also, if you have news to share in our Thursday email update, please send it to editor@uucbg.org by Wednesday. As always, you can find more community news by reading the weekly email updates, pick up a hard copy of the monthly newsletter from the lobby, or read it on the bulletin board. The screen in the lobby also shows upcoming events, and our website and Facebook page and Facebook groups are always available online. And now please rise in body or spirit as we sing together with Heart and Mind, which is hymn number 300 in the gray hymnal, and the words will be on the screen.
And we know this one. Yes, sir.
And now, Mark will join us again to share our final reading.
Our final reading is an adaptation of a song for Occupations by Walt Whitman. It is called For You, and it is reading number 659 in the Gray Hymnal. The sum of all known reverence I add up in you, whoever you are. Those who govern are there for you. It is not you who are there for them. All architecture is what you do to it when you look upon it. All music is what awakes from you when you are reminded by the instruments. The sun and stars that float in the open air, the apple-shaped earth and we upon it, the endless pride and outstretching of people, unspeakable joys and sorrows, the wonder everyone sees in everyone else they see, and the wonders that fill each minute of time forever. It is for you, whoever you are. It is no farther from you than your hearing and sight are from you. It is hinted by nearest, commonest, readiest. We consider Bibles and religions divine. I do not say they are not divine. I say they have all grown out of you and may grow out of you still. It is not they who give the life. It is you who give the life. Will you seek afar off? You surely come back at last in things best known to you, finding the best or as good as the best. Happiness, knowledge, not in another place, but this place. Not for another hour, but this hour.
Thank you, Mark. We hope everyone has found this service meaningful, and particularly those who have joined us online. We invite you to share your thoughts about today's service. You can send comments to sunday-services@uucbg.org, or for those who are here in person, there's a blue box in the lobby right behind that wall over there, where you can leave suggestions and comments, or you can use the online form. There is a link to it on our YouTube page, and the QR code is posted on the bulletin board and printed in the welcome brochure. Next Sunday, our speaker is Emily Bogus, who will be speaking on Rest is Resistance. I'm really interested in this. After the holidays, I could use some rest, so please join us. We invite you to join either in person or online. Until then, be well and go in peace.